Welcome students, welcome to our channel Future Endeavors. As we have discussed in the previous class, we have been discussing about force and its turning effects. As you have seen in the earlier class, we have discussed what is the turning effect, what do you mean by the turning effect of force, what is meant by moment or torque, and what is its mathematical expression. In this class, first of all, we will discuss some practical examples of moment of force or torque. Let us consider some examples. So, all of you have opened doors or windows. In our daily life, we open the doors and windows many times in our houses, say it in your houses or in the schools, or everywhere you go, you open the doors and the windows. Now, you may have noticed one thing, that while opening the door, actually what is required, force or torque? The correct answer is, for opening a door or window, the thing that you require is torque. Now this, it may be said like this, the torque is being produced by the force obviously, but the parameter that affects here is the torque. So if I say, as we have discussed in the previous class, torque is force into perpendicular distance. We have already discussed about this formula in the previous class. Now, if we consider this formula, while opening a door, you may have noticed that if you apply the force at the far end of the door where the handle of the door is being attached, you need to apply less force to open the door. Likewise, on the other hand, if you apply the same force on the door but nearer to the hinge, then you will see that the door may not open. In that case, if you want to open the door, you may have to apply a greater force in order to open the door. So what we are trying to say that the torque is depending on these two factors, force as well as the perpendicular distance. For the same force that you are applying, you will get a greater torque or greater turning effect when you apply the force at a further distance from the pivoted axis. Whereas for the same perpendicular distance, you will get a greater turning effect if you apply a greater force. Sometimes, often due to some structural complications, you may have to open the window or close the window by pulling it from the very near end of the hinge. You all may have noticed that while closing the window by pulling it from the very near end of the hinge, you have to apply a very large amount of force in order to close the window. But that same window is being opened with a very lesser force when you apply the force at the far end of the window. So this proves that the torque obviously depends on the perpendicular distance. Another example we can consider is, so first example that we considered here was the example of opening a door. First example that we considered was opening and closing of doors and windows. Second example that we may consider for our understanding of torque is a bicycle. It's a simple bicycle. You may have seen that in a bicycle, so the second example that we are considering is the position of the pedal of the bicycle. Pedal of bicycle. You may have noticed that in a bicycle, the pedal is placed just below your seat, whereas you are applying a force on the pedal which is causing the rear wheel to move. Now, how is it moving? The rear wheel is moving when you are applying a force on the pedal and the pedal wheel is connected with a chain to the axis or axle of the rear wheel. So in this way, the force that you are actually applying on the pedal is being transmitted to the rear wheel through the chain system. So what we are trying to say here, that you are actually applying the force at quite a large distance from the axis of rotation. Your axis of rotation, if we just try to understand this through a figure, let us just try to understand the schematic diagram of a pedal of a bicycle. We may say that like this: the pedal of the bicycle is being attached like this, say, to a wheel, okay, and through a chain, the pedal is being attached to the rear wheel like this. So your actual movement is taking place on this rear wheel. This is the rear wheel. So if I consider the rear wheel like this, you may be thinking of that, why don't we apply the force at this point only? We may apply the force at this point also, but we are not doing so. The rear wheel is being moved by applying a force on the pedal which is situated at a certain distance from the axis of rotation. Your axis of rotation is this. This is the axis of rotation. The axis of rotation is the axis of the rear wheel. From that, you are applying the force at a certain perpendicular distance away from the rear wheel on the pedal. Thus here you can see the torque is being generated due to a force which is being applied at a certain distance from the axis of the rotation. So here also comes the concept of the torque, and what are we actually doing is we are applying a less force. Why? As because the force is being applied at a greater distance. So as the distance increases, we have to apply a less force. So in this way, we are easily able to drive the bicycle by applying a suitable amount of force. So this is also an example where we are applying the concept of torque in order to drive the bicycle. Another example you might have seen is the steering wheel of a car or any other vehicle. Steering wheel. So let us draw the example. Steering wheel of a car. You may have seen the steering wheel. So third example is the steering wheel. Steering wheel. See, the steering wheel, it is pivoted at the middle, and like this there are two attachments. So this is the steering wheel, isn't it? Now what we are doing, we are applying the force at the far end. This is the axis of rotation. The plane that is going to the board is the axis of rotation. From this point, you are applying a force at a certain distance. So you are applying a force at this point. This is the point of application of force. Here force is applied, and it is being applied at a certain distance. So this is also an example of the torque applied, or the concept of torque that we are applying here. Now from here we can also demonstrate the concept of couple. Now just let us note down the term couple. So what is this couple? You might be thinking of something else, but the meaning is rather a bit different. So from the physics point of view, couple, what is couple? If I try to define couple, it can be defined as a pair of equal and opposite forces. So what are the points? Pair of equal and opposite forces. opposite forces not acting along the same line, not acting along the same line. So this is what we call as a couple, pair of equal and opposite forces not acting along the same line. In English literature it might have some different meaning, but in physics here the meaning is totally different. Now why I have mentioned the term couple here while giving you the example of the steering of a steering wheel is because, see, while driving a car generally we apply force on the steering wheel with our two hands simultaneously. So we generally, what we do, we drive the steering wheel like this. So you can see that when you are applying the force on the steering wheel, you are giving one force on the upward direction and one force on the downward direction, or rather in the opposite, vice versa. One force, right hand goes up and the left hand comes down. So if I say that if this force is going up, then on the other hand the force is coming down. Generally, with both our hands acting together, we tend to apply the same force on both the point, on the two distant points, on the opposite ends of the diametrically opposite ends of the steering wheel. And one force is going up, other is going down. So just verifying it with the statement or the definition that I have mentioned, pair of equal and opposite, because the directions are opposite in nature, not acting along the same line. See, the line of action of this force is this and line of action of this force is this. So these two forces are not acting along the same line, rather they are acting along two different lines. So this kind of pair of equal forces are referred to as a couple. This couple can also be demonstrated while you open a tap, as mentioned. So in general, what we have seen the expression for a torque, it is force into perpendicular distance. Now then what will be the expression for the torque in case of a couple? The previous expression that I have written or that we have derived was for a single force applied at a certain point from a particular distance from the pivoted axis. Now in case of couple, what will be the torque? Just let us see. In case of couple, what will be the torque? If we see, so just I am redrawing the figure in a simple way so that it is easier for you to understand. So this is the steering wheel, this is the center point. So I can say that this is one radius, this is one radius. So this total makes the diameter d. Now we are applying one force in this direction and another force in this direction. Now if I take these two forces individually and try to understand what torque are they producing. If I consider this force, what is the torque being generated by this force? We can easily see that torque generated due to this force, tau, say on the left hand side, so tau L equals to F into R. Again, F into R. Again, if I say what is the torque generated by this force, then it is torque R equals to again F into R. Okay, so what is the total torque? Now see, the torque on the left hand side is trying to rotate the wheel anti-clockwise. Also the torque on the right hand side is trying to rotate the wheel anti-clockwise. So overall both the torques, if we want to know what will be the overall effect of the torque, then we will have to add the two torques, as because they are both moving the wheel in anti-clockwise direction. And as we have mentioned, when a torque rotates a body in the clockwise direction, it's a negative torque, or you can say rather it's a negative moment. And if a torque rotates a body in the anti-clockwise direction, we say it positive torque or positive moment. Now here leaving the positive and negative sign aside, if we just want to calculate the total torque, what you will see, the total torque just is the sum of these two torques, tau L and tau R. And if I go by the convention, as it is moving anti-clockwise, so it will be overall positive. Now this turns out to be F into R plus F into R, so it's 2FR. And now I can write like this, F into 2R. Now what is this 2R? This is the total diameter or the distance between the 2 points of application of the force. So this is the, actually I can replace this 2R with D. So this is F into D. Now what is the D here? D is the distance between the 2 points of the application of force. We are saying that in a couple we take pair of equal and opposite forces not acting along the same line. So obviously they will be applied at two different points, and the distance between those two different points, if it is D, then overall torque is given by this formula, tau equals to F into D. So we get the formula or the mathematical expression for the torque due to a couple, F into D. In case of, if we apply a single force at only one point, say if this force was absent, then the total torque would have been just F into R, not F into D. So this is a little bit of difference, there is a little bit of difference between the torque due to a couple and torque due to a single force applied. Now if I just take some few numerical examples, so let us come to some numerical examples, as because physics is incomplete without numerical examples. So let us consider some examples. Say if I say that the question is like this, that we are trying to calculate the moment of force while opening a nut by a wrench of length say 0.5 meter by applying a minimum force of say 10 Newton. So how can we do this problem? We are saying we calculate the moment of force while opening a nut by a wrench of length 0.5 meter by applying a minimum force of 10 Newton. So note down the problem first. Now see, I hope you have paused the video and note down the problem. So if we try to understand the problem here, what we are saying is that we have a range of length 0.5 meter and we are applying a minimum force of 10 Newton to open a nut. Now remember this point, when you are saying that you are opening a nut or opening something, you are actually wanting to open something by rotating, and you are applying the minimum force, then obviously your distance or the perpendicular distance should be maximum from the point of axis of rotation. So I can, for this particular problem, I can say that I have to take the force F as 10 Newton as mentioned, and to take the perpendicular distance R as 0.5 meter. Why? As because we are saying the problem, it is said in the problem we are applying minimum force. So from this we have to calculate the torque tau. So what will be torque? So torque will be nothing but force into perpendicular distance. So it will be force is 10 Newton into distance is 0.5 meter. Now this turns out to be 5 Newton meter. So This is your torque. Okay. Now let us take another example. Okay, let us take another example. We are saying calculate the force applied on a steering wheel of say diameter 0.4 meter which calculate the force applied on a steering wheel of diameter 0.4 meter due to which torque produced by the couple is say 4 Newton. Now, as you know that while driving a steering wheel or rotating a steering wheel, we apply the force. Generally, we apply the force with our two hands. We may be also applying the force with one hand, but as it is mentioned here that due to which torque produced by the couple is 4 Newton. Sorry, it should be 4 Newton meter. 4 Newton meter. Then what is the force applied? Now here what is given in your problem? Torque is given. It is written 4 Newton meter. The diameter of the wheel. So this is the distance between the two points of application of force. It is 0.4 meter. Then what will be the force? We know that torque due to couple is force into distance between the 2 points of application of force. Then what will be the force from here? Force will be torque tau by distance d. Now this turns out to be torque is 4 Newton meter by distance is 0.4 meter. So if I just take this out and do the calculation, it comes out to be 10 Newton. Okay, so the force applied here is 10 Newton. Okay. Now let us move on to the next topic. Consider, okay, now let us come to the next topic. So what is our next topic? Our next topic is equilibrium. So what is equilibrium? Now as we have discussed in the previous class, motion can be of two types, translational motion and rotational motion. Likewise, our equilibrium can be also of two types, translational equilibrium and rotational equilibrium. It can be of two types equilibrium. One is translational equilibrium and another type is rotational equilibrium. Now when you think of translational equilibrium, what we are trying to say? When a body is said to be in translational equilibrium, so if I consider a body is in translational equilibrium, we can say that under the condition of translational equilibrium, the total force or the net force acting on the body turns out to be 0. So for translational equilibrium, net force acting on the body should be 0. Net force acting on the body should be 0. There may be many forces acting on the body, more than one force, but they are acting in such a way that the overall effect of all the forces turns out to be 0. Say you and your friend are applying forces on a object in two different directions. Like this, if this is a box, your friend is applying force in this direction and you are applying forces in this direction. So, but if both of you are applying the same force, two forces are acting on the body, but the net effect of these two forces on the body turns out to be 0. So under this condition, the box can be said to be in translational equilibrium. Likewise, what is rotational equilibrium? What is rotational equilibrium? This rotational equilibrium can be said to exist when the net torque acting on the body is 0. So rotational equilibrium exists when net torque acting on the body should be 0. So rotational equilibrium when the net torque acting on the body is 0. Now combining these two effects, a body is said to be in total equilibrium when first of all net force acting on the body is 0 as well as net torque acting on the body is 0, then the body is said to be in total equilibrium. So for total equilibrium, both the force and the torque needs to be 0. Now from this, moving on to the next topic, and I think it will be the last topic of today's lecture. The next topic is, I hope you have all noted it down. If not, please pause the video and note it down. These are very important points. Next point that we are going to talk about is the principle of moments. So what is principle of moments? Principle of moments. Now, principle of moments. What is principle of moments? When a body is in equilibrium condition, you may note it down. When a body is in condition of equilibrium, the total. So as you can see, principle of moment states that under equilibrium condition, the total anti-clockwise moment produced on the body should be equal to the total clockwise moment on the body. So this is the very basic principle of moments that we can apply to solve many problems, and this condition is only possible under equilibrium. So if equilibrium condition exists, then only we can apply this principle. So till then we will be discussing about some problems on this principle of moments. In the next class we will be ending our lecture here. Till then, please do take care and goodbye. Please do study well. Thank you.